Hey guys, this one has been kind of just on the back burner for me about doing this review because I honestly did not know that Palworld was officially releasing and I think it was like a couple weeks ago. So I wanted to get my ground bearings, understand what they did differently, and honestly, I'm very impressed because the first time I played this was back in 2023. So it still was brand new to me because again, this game shadow dropped an early access of Pokemon meets with guns. I was like, it's an interesting take. And at first I was like, okay, the map seems pretty generic. You go and you saw on the map that, the more places you visit, the map opens up. But in the early access, you couldn't see the rest of the world. Like right when I was looking through the tower, you see that you could see the whole world. In the early access version, you weren't able to do that. You got to see nothing, so you didn't know what was out there. The only thing you saw was the big tree. And that big tree does hold a big sentiment. I haven't gotten that far yet. Even in the early access, I never got that far because I actually enjoy just running around and doing random stuff. Just exploring the worlds and the different biomes they have, the desert, the jungles, the lava, the snow mountain I just recently got to. You can see here, this is kind of my first reaction being in here. So I was kind of thrown back by the different dynamic they actually do. Because here it changes the biome to, show that you don't see anything else but just the snow biome. And I liked that because I was like, oh, wait, it turned great. Wait, is the storm approaching? Is it getting colder? And it does. The weathers do affect where you go. So here it would get extremely cold, but since I had cold resistant Under Armour, it made the experience less horrible. And if you have a fire type pal, you get to stay warm enough to survive throughout the biome. So I was very well equipped because I knew once I got to the snow mountain, it was going to be a bit of a challenge. And then if you go to the volcano, it's extremely hot, of course. I don't know if you have... I think it's if you have an ice pal, you stay pretty cool, which is still freaking cool. But the way they give you stuff to survive is what makes it so worth it, in my opinion. And the game's only, I think, $20 still. They said they never raised the prices due even when it dropped for the new release. They weren't going to change the pricing. And I love that about... I think it's Pocket Pair that's doing this release, that did this little drop for this game. So I am actually very, very impressed that they give to the consumers. Even the people that played it, we didn't have to pay anything extra. We didn't have to download any new DLC. We didn't even have to rebuy it. They said, go have fun, guys. And I've actually been having so much fun, doing more that I never did in the beta. I'm going to call it a beta. I don't like calling it an early version because it's just, to me. But it felt like the beta at the time. So, doing more, the more armor sets we have. I am so excited to get more of the new PAL medals that they have coming. That's, in the inner worlds and stuff. Getting more of the new, bigger, and destructive more PALs. I do love this game. It's very fun. And the controversy around it being just a Pokemon ripoff is kind of ridiculous. Because anything could be a copy of anything. In all reality. But this game is different because literally you go to different regions, you get to save where you go, you get to battle these bosses. You don't, get badges or anything. You get cool little key items that help you progress through the world. And the little side missions are pretty cool. And I think the capturing of the pals in this game is way more efficient in my opinion. If Pokemon ever did anything like this, I don't think it would muster up to what you actually get than what Palworld's been giving us, because the new additions they gave us to creatures from this snowy biome, like this one I'm capturing right now, it was not in the early access, and I was like, whoa, what is this little guy? I don't remember him, and I can't wait to see what he really does. Maybe level him up a little bit, put him on my little crew that I got of 5 different pals, and take him around the world, and just have fun. This game is just pretty much have fun with the pals, do what you need to. And the base building is so fun. Even doing it by myself, they do kind of recommend you do it with a group. I've been having fun with my, just doing it on my own and just, going out and exploring for my own stuff and not letting the game just ruin my experience with not having friends to play it with. It's not like that at all. Like, I think the first like 20 hours I spent more into it, I legit just ran around collecting pals, bringing them back, figuring out which ones are perfect for the home base of building, creating the crops and doing all this other stuff, because it does benefit from that. So I do like this game for that, because it does give you a thought of like, okay, if I go to this biome and capture this pal, a certain water type is better than another water type. And then you get an ice pal that, once you start getting into more of the kind of set, like, it's kind of now technology. You get a fridge, you get a electric kitchen that does a little bit more, so you can cook pizzas, burgers, hot dogs. It benefits to that. And then you can upgrade your pals, which make them a lot better. They just have done so much for this game since the beta. And with this little side missions that I actually got warped into on this recording, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I didn't have this, because again, in the snow biome, there was nothing. There was one tower, and that was it. You had certain new ice pals that you would go look for, but the addition of the dungeons is the best thing ever for this game, because you can go in, get more gear, get more stuff, and you can defeat for more of the ancient technology points, which helps you upgrade your gear, upgrade your bases. And it's just so... It does get repetitive after a while, but if you go in with a new experience, it's pretty much... you just have fun with it. Because when you go to the new biomes, you're like, okay, am I going to be well equipped to handle the ice? Am I going to be well equipped to handle the fire? Am I going to be well equipped to just handle, like, magic? There's actually dark creatures that roam around, and, again, this game is just different for me. And I like little adventure games like this that keep me going. Heck, I can run around and not find nothing and be entertained by this game, because you just run around and you hear the little pals skirting, or they fight each other now. Like before in the beta, they didn't really fight anything. They would honestly just attack you, and it's like, oh, hey, I have no quarrel with you, buddy. But now they attack each other. Like, I think in a previous run I did, there was water fighting fire types, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I never got to see this in the betas. And I love the fast travel system. It does help to get around from the biomes, and if you forget something in one area, you're like, oh, I gotta go back here. They did change up the system. I think if you just press M and click on your home, like the base, you're pretty much right back home. That wasn't in the beta at all. But these new tower systems that they have, to where you can see everything, it was just a very good change. And overall, Pocket Pair, you have my full attention. If you guys create a sequel to this game, bigger, better pals, a bigger map. This map did just start off with just regular, like, fire, or it was just the small little areas, and it was like, okay, this isn't too bad. I hope they expand on this stuff and do a little bit more. And they did. They added, like, 3 new areas of, like, really, really difficult. Like, if you go there, you will end up getting annihilated. So I do like that. And this game, again, is just offering up new ways to play. The little jump pad areas. That was never there before. We had to always jump or use the slingshot to get around, or use our flying type pals to get around. I'm very impressed with this. And Pocket Pair, again, you have my full thanks for this game, because I've been enjoying it. I've loved just running around and doing nothing at certain points, or I just, these little side quests now I'm doing. I'm probably going to get on it after I do this recording and just go adventure again. That's all it is. Or, go farm, because sometimes I do end up farming with the pals and getting some more food cooked up and seeing what helps me throughout my adventures. And, it does help to just have a little bit of just fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. And just roll with it. I've seen content creators all over. They're just having a blast with it, because ever since the beta, honestly, we all dropped it. I think it was like week 2 of the game, because we're like, yeah, early access, maybe they'll do something different. And when they dropped it, I totally forgot about it. And then I was like, oh, I still have this on my PC. I'm going to check it out. And boy, was I just blown away. So Pocket Pair, you get a full 10 out of 10 from me. From the beta to now, I think this game dropped in 2023. So 3 years of being in development, doing whatever need is necessary, going through the lawsuit with Pokemon due to whatever that was going on with them. Nintendo should be ashamed, because this game is very fun, and I have no bad comments about it. Because again, it's just something different that we did want from Pokemon. let us go to these different regions. Let us go battle these Pokemon that would have been fun to do in different, you know, I think it was the gyms. So like, Nintendo's kind of fallen off with Pokemon. And again, yes, maybe the next one might be good that sells a billion copies, but the way Palworld's been, they got a lot to make up for. And if Pocket Pair is going to add more stuff to this game, or if they're going to create a new game that's based off of Palworld, or going to give us more with stuff, I'm all for it, because I do like this system, and I do like what they're doing with the game, with the creating the pals, the breeding, the, you know, just traversing with the pals to where you can ride and, you know, do whatever with them. I mean, hell, there's still the one with the minigun, and I'm like, okay, this is still insane. So overall, Palworld is just fun. The 1.0 release has been a blast, and I can't give it more praise than what it needs, because overall it's a 10 out of 10 in my book. Even the repetitiveness gets nothing out of me, like a negative review, because, you know, you do end up doing the same thing over and over again. But I think that's the charm of this game, is because it's brand new, and we actually want something like Pokemon to do this, but we got something with pals, and, you know, I'm all for it regardless, because if you actually watch the official trailer that they dropped for this, whew, that cinematic looked beautiful. It put me into like awe of like, dang, I want to get back into this game, and I'm happy I did. So overall, if you guys have $20-$30 to spend and you want to play a world that's like this, go for it. I have an open world that I'm willing to invite people to. I'm a little bit higher up. I've been just running around collecting stuff and getting my gear all set up. But I'm willing to start a new one with some friends or whatever and just have fun on this game. And you should have fun on this game. Overall, Palworld's 1.0 release, brand new. It is a damn good game. And I hope for the best of Pocket Pair after this. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.